worse than a toothache. Cannot describe the pain. No, it cannot be heartbreak. Do not have water in. Cannot say you was perfect, but at least you was mine. When I thought you was worth it, turned out to be a lie. Yeah, why? You left the grass that green and got it more green on the other side. And when you reach, you get deceived and you see that the grass was dry. He hurt you once, he hurt you twice, and he only making you cry. And I cannot lie, I'm feeling some type of joy. I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah. I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah. After all the things you put me through, I'm hoping that he double. I hear you catching your ass. I hear you catching your ass. While I'm playing the mask. You're catching your ass. Don't think to laugh. For some time I look at the past, then look when you pass. And right now you look like a pass, and I have you in upper class. See, I can't want no good for you when you don't want that for yourself. Look at all of the things we go through. Never left your feet, no one else. And yet you leave the grass that green and thought it more green on the other side. And when you reach, you get deceived and you see that the grass was dry. He hurt you once, he hurt you twice, and he only making you cry. And I cannot lie, I'm feeling some type of joy. I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah. I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah. After all the things you put me through, I'm hoping that he double. I hear you catching your ass. I hear you catching your ass. While I'm playing the mask. You're catching your ass. Don't cheat to love. Girl, I know you must be feeling away. Girl, I know, but you will get through it someday. And I know you wish you could turn back time. If all of the hard technique, you see what is right. I'm glad you're seeing trouble. I'm glad you're seeing trouble. Oh, I'm glad you're seeing trouble. I'm glad you're seeing trouble. Lord, I hear you catching your ass. Lad, boy, you're catching your ass. Lad, while I'm playing my mask. Lad, yeah, you're catching your ass. Don't need to love. You got the formula. What's trouble now? The party formula. Look trouble now. Formula. We are the formula. Effective formula. What on your best to know? The party sweeter. Soca vibes and liquor. I could wind on your meter. Soca vibes and liquor. Wow, the party sweeter. Soca girls and liquor. Can't wait back on the speaker. Soca girls and liquor. Everybody know. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. If you got the formula, if you come out to fight, put your both hands up. If you got the formula, take a toast, hold a vibe, they go a tree, live with life. I come here to spoil a party tonight. That's right. Cause we don't need a visa to go and dream it. You go find me always there. We don't need a visa to go and dream it. You go find me always there. Already session there. The party sweeter, soca vibes and liquor. I could wind 100 meters. Soca vibes and liquor. Wow, baby, party sweeter. Soca girls and liquor. Can't wind up on the speaker. Soca girls and liquor. Everybody know. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. If you got the formula, if you come out to fight, put your both hands up. If you got the formula, take a pose, hold a vibe, they go a tree, live with life. I come here to spoil a party tonight. Yeah. I don't care what nobody say. I've been fun like it's been Monday. I must have come out to play. Oh yeah. We outside soon as we get prepared. People say we have we on way. On the road we come to display. Yeah. Cause we don't need a visa to go and dream it. You go find me always there. We don't need a visa to go and dream it. You go find me always. formula. Take a toast, hold a vibe, take a trip, live with life. I come here to spoil your party tonight, tonight. We don't need no visa. Need no visa. Find me where the session is. No visa. No visa. Find me where the session is.
Sharing bread, I may be who that dead. They talk negative about me as I start making money. When I lie down in my bed, I live in rent free in their head. Tell me too late, I already pushed through the gate. I tell you I gone, I tell them I gone. So stop with the hate, the Almighty control we fate. I tell you I gone, so tell them I gone. I hear they wishing bad for me. They can't drain me energy.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Problems always. It seems I like trouble in my life. I don't want no trouble again. I ain't living on that. This is why I don't like WhatsApp. Cause I had that good thing going on the low. Nobody don't know it. So I post that picture, but I forget me exist still in contact. The next thing I know, my head start blowing up in phone. And I know she bad for me. I don't need she company. After watching it before, but I still go back for more. I don't want no peace. I like problems always. I don't want no peace. It seems I like trouble in my life. I don't want no peace. I like problems always. I can't seem to get away. Cause every day to me God giving me problems. You're not giving me problems. And they keep giving me problems. I feel keep going bad. Right now you're not giving me problems. You're like but I don't know what she really doing. And the hunting thing I've been through it, yeah. So I tell myself I can't. I don't take it on no more. But then she said she would never do me that, and she really makes me bad. She gon' give me all the time, but I still gon' take she back. I don't want no peace. I like problems always. I don't want no peace. It seems I like trouble in my life. I don't want no peace. I like problems always. I can't seem to get away. Cause every day Tamika giving me problems. Yanda giving me problems. Elite giving me problems. It keep going bad. Right now Shonda giving me problems. Antiola giving me problems. It's like no matter what I try, I like problems in my life. I feel it on that. This is why guys are like WhatsApp. Cause I had that good thing going on. Me love nobody, don't worry, so I must.
I consider you family. Yeah. You are more like my family. Oh God, I say Father, thank you for giving me this time. People weekend, they nasty, they dirty bad. Father, thank you for showing me the light. Humans weekend, they nasty, they dirty bad. So tell them me the finger, tell I enter, and all who hate me thank you, and who don't like me that's you. Me the finger, tell I enter, and all who hate me bless you, and who don't like me that's you. Mama, you want me about the same set of friends, the same set of them. Oh. Human beings are so damn deceiving. Watch them, they want you to do good, but never better than them. They will pretend like they're happy, but they not go back when you win, boy. Father, you see and you know, if one man that sharing brother, then for sure. I say, Father, thank you for giving me this time. People weekend, they nasty, they dirty bad. Father, thank you for showing me the light. Humans weekend, they nasty, they dirty bad. So tell them me the finger, tell I enter, and all who hate me thank you, and who don't like me that's you. Me the finger, tell I enter, and all who hate me bless you, and who don't like me that's you. Papa, we produce a hell of a team. Every disappointment I count as a blessing. Papa, thankfully, you taught me to be a man. Would be 99 times to fail you. Never forget about the one time. I wish you well, my friend, but me and you could never part again. I say, Father, thank you for giving me
We making a toast of over there. Pick up my friends and family. And forget all you over there. Put your glasses up to the sky. If you feel to cry, you could cry. Everybody have a tough time. Sometimes all it takes is one night. With couple real friends by your side. Man, the energy have the right. Shed some weight, watch you take flight. Everything will be alright. Go tell them I'm greater. I'm greater. I'm greater. Somebody tell them for the please, yeah. I'm greater. I'm greater. I'm greater. Don't stop, don't heal, go please, more speed. Remember enjoyment over stressing. I'm not joking, I'm not toting. Nothing I can control, I put it down, that one lift your glass high. Put your glasses up to the sky. If you feel to cry, you could cry. Everybody have a tough time. Sometimes all it takes is one line. With couple real friends by your side. Man, the energy have the right. Shed some weight, watch you take flight. Everything will be alright. Don't tell them I'm greater. I'm greater. I'm greater. Somebody tell them for the please, yeah. I'm greater. I'm greater. Greater. Free up yourself. Ease all your stress. We come to fed, go Lord, we come to fed. Like a ticking time, beseech and as its purpose. But for now, time to focus, take at us, cause we don't know what's raging.
Raise your glasses up to the sky. If it feels a very good night, everybody have the tough time. Sometimes all it takes is one night. We come and we're friends by your side. Man, the energy of tonight. Just so we want you to fight. Everything will be alright.
Go tell them I'm greater, I'm greater, I'm greater. Somebody tell them from a feeling, yeah.
I'm greater, I'm greater, I'm greater, I'm greater,
I'm greater, I'm greater. Somebody tell them from a feeling, yeah.
I'm greater, I'm greater, I'm greater.
Tell them from me, tell them from me, tell them from I'm greater. Somebody tell them from me.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Those of you listening locally, regionally, internationally, those of you who usually listen internationally but are now listening locally. The Grenadine Islands, our brothers and sisters out in those islands. Bakeway Union. Those of you up on, mainland St. Vincent, we say a special good night. In fact, watch, let me touch a little Carriacou vibes and thing here for you before I get into it tonight, you know. Let me try Mr. Golden.
As soon as the song drop, I can't sit back, just believe that. I find myself in a zone and you know I ain't starting, no. Yeah, I get in on the walls cause it's vibes in here. Feel so high like a aeroplane, yeah. I got to another level, I don't know how. It's a different kind of pumping now. Feeling like a jumping. Take control of me body. Anytime that the rhythm hit me. I just simply tear up the party. So tear up the party. It's all in the air. 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 So much of us I cannot complain. Such a nice feeling in the brain. Don't know what makes me body strain.
Yes, it is Emancipation Monday. Just touching some of the groovy Monarch tunes for this year, you know.
To any song that come and go. A holy Bama song.
It's one of the two guys in the finals out of Carriacou, Mr. Golden. Yes, it's Carnival time, so we're touching a little Carnival thing before we get into our discussions, eh?
Feeling like a jumping.
Just giving you enough time to like and share immediately, right now. Everybody go, like and share.
Anytime that the rhythm
You're on YouTube, like and share. You're on Facebook, like and share. Share it on WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitch, wherever. Share it right now.
it's all in the air. It's all in the air. It's all.
Anybody that think anybody in particular winning Groovy Monarch easy. Joke are they making? That competition stiff.
Such a nice feeling in the brain. Don't know what makes me body strain. And I'm afraid to do it again. Oh no, and it's been in my head. Take me to a
Believe me, I ain't getting into the back and forth of who winning and who winning. On the night, who perform best? You're right. Nice. The judges go see.
and I just can't help but lose control. This kind of jumping, that is the control of me body. Anytime that the music hit me, I just simply tear up the party, so tear up the party. It's all in the air. It's all in the air.
Yeah, before I touch on another Carriacou person day, let me just say a special good night to all of you on the live tonight. Let me see who is there so far. I see Sky, Jerome, Alan. Hey, Alan Jones, good night to you. Good night to you, Zoe. Yes, I know you're listening. That's why certain tunes I'll play, certain tunes I wouldn't play. Yes, because I know Zoe and I know Zayla listening too. Yes, and Xavier, I know you're listening as well. So I'm making sure that I'm playing. Yeah, you understand? Nice. Right. Faithlyn, Hallie Douglas, good night to you. Mayana, Cynthia, Kathleen, Sherma Jeremiah, good night to you. And Andrews, Matthew Bowen out there in Brooklyn. Special good night, bro. Good Life, Marilyn Panchu, Michelle Alexander, Jessie Sherry, my good friend, Denise Bain, good night to you, Phyllis Mitchell, Dominic Leroy, Jocelyn Matheson, Adrian Watts, what's up, bro? Gemma Warwood, good night to you, Anne Marie Celestine Grant, good night, Anastasia Peterson, Alban Harris, Amanda Moses, Christine Otley, good night, Cynthia Paris, Hermina Batiste, Dennis Joseph, good night to you, say good night to your husband for me, Stephanie John, Errol Bonaparte, good night. Earl Benjamin, good night. Beavis, Marilyn Ferguson, Clive Raymond, Faith Lynn Halley Douglas, good night. Public Notice, I'm seeing Devin and Wilma. Let me see who's there. Anna Barbara, good night to you. Kathleen Knights, Dominic Antoine, Hilary Joseph, Claude Abraham, did I call you earlier? I think so, but good night just in case not. Kazi, good night. Maria Marcel, Wendy tell us what, Cindy Thomas, Pavel Shimlov. I have to pronounce that correctly, you know. Is it Shmilev? Yes, Pavel. But good night to you. Haro, I see you in the house, bro. Right there, Felix, Veronica Lewis. Good night to all of you out there on the Facebook. Let me see who I can pick up quickly on the Facebook. Why? Yeah, it's Ruth, Maudlin, McLean, Louisa, Natanasha, Nakisha, Yvonne Courtney, Sherry, Veronica Nimrod Peters, Mary, good night to you, James Arnold, Edlin, Wendy. Well, I thought you in Beach Fest, Wendy Ann. Nursey, I thought you in Beach Fest where you're going back home and mango time. Nice, I understand. Nice. And Jackson, good night. Claude Abraham, Kenisha Charles, Nakisha Jones, Winnie Fred Simon. Let me see, Loretta Charles, Earl Benjamin. I'm seeing you, Joan Henry. Yolan Mitchell Moraine, good night. Ann Jackson, Tegua, Joan Julian, Empress Cyrus, good night. Denise Fabio, Lydia Alexander, Sherry Lewis Lane, Linda Imelda Francois, Denise Fabio, Phyllis Charles, Cicely Celestine, Cindy Nicholas Jones, Shawnal Gary, Mavis Thorne, Lydia Alexander, Bernadette Joseph, Enid Decoto, Lynn Joseph, Lydia Alexander, Phyllis Charles. Well, Landon, I wonder if I call you. I know it does be all over, you know, Landon. Phyllis Charles, let me see what else is there. I think I may have missed one or two. It's not purpose. Lee, Teresa Gill, Joyce Phillip. Yeah, I know you're tuned in as well. Charmaine Ragba saying, and folks, just remember to like and share. Let's get up to the 100, no time flat. Like and share, like and share, like and share. I think I seen 44 on one thing there. And how much? Right. Like and share right now. Okay, in fact, let me get you a nice tune coming out of Karaku. Girl, if you Karaku playing this here, Karaku come out for the thing, you know. Yeah.
Show me your ID. You walk with your man, you walk with your woman. Welcome to this party. You and your crew. Party, you ready? What we gonna do? We body on fire. Like we catch the flu. I just want to jam a woman. I don't know what you. I start to bailar to the soca. The place done over. Party lover. I come to party to free up my body. Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party. I know you looking.
Yes, indeed. Let me see. Yes, folks, let me tell you all, it is, no, we're going back to Super Flint, and yeah, we can't leave out Super Flint.
Party so they can see. Party if you feeling happy. Party like we going crazy.
Yeah, we are. I mean, that's Super Flint in thing, you know. Don't get tapping. Yeah, that's why I play in the groove. Yeah, leaving the soca alone. Not me and that tonight. Yeah, but Super Flint, yeah, I must touch a Super Flint for you.
We come to party. We body feeling hot, hot, hot. The way that was moving, I could not resist. I don't know the flow.
Phyllis Charles. Sorry, Beverly. Sorry. Phyllis Charles, watch again, you're special. A special good night to you, Phyllis Charles. As I say, sometimes I miss a name in and between. Yes. Bev, I am so sorry. Good night to you as well.
Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party, I know you're looking sexy. We come to party.
Let me say a special good night to my cousin Margaret. I know the home circle is listening, so a special good night to you now. Even if you're not listening live, you will be listening afterwards. So special good night to you. Millie Jamlin, good night. Let's see all your partner Flinton thing. Yes, indeed. So yes, folks, it is the carnival time. I just have to remind you all, those of you that are participating in the activities, to take care when you are, and to the younger ones that may be listening right now, let me just say this to you all. Your behaviors over the last couple of weeks and in the next 2 weeks, you may not notice it now. It may not be immediate, but there's the possibility of the behaviors that you exhibit now affecting you in the near, medium term, and even distant future. Yeah? Because a lot of employers now, before they hire you, they go over your social media content. They look to see what you've been tagged in. They look to see what you have posted. Yeah? Even if they've got you on WhatsApp and so, they check your WhatsApp statuses to see what it is that you've been saying and how you've been engaging in certain behaviors. So, if someone, for instance, is going to be hiring you and they would like to hire you for their front line, in other words, they want you to be there. Let's say that you want to be a receptionist and they're going to hire you, or they intend to hire you as a receptionist. You've applied. You have the required academic qualifications. You may have the required, experience. Yeah? You may have all the looks, everything perfect to be a front office person, the person who greets people as they enter into a building. Yeah? But when they go on social media and they see what you have been doing, and they see that on Juve morning, you were wearing nearly nothing, or maybe even nothing, and you were getting on in a specific way. We don't have to go into details. You and I know what I'm talking about, yeah? Everybody, all of these big people, isn't it? Apart from the little children that are listening there. All of us know what we're talking about. If you engage in certain types of behaviors, and it may not be you taping it sometimes, I don't know why, but some of you tape it for yourself, and you are the ones that put it out there. You post it to Facebook and all this kind of thing. I realize right now they have these things where people line up and doing certain things. Yes, I saw it going through all the Caribbean islands, and I know that there are many of you who intend to do that when Carnival comes. To each his own and to each her own. But just remember, when you're seeking employment after, it is the person's business place, and they can decide if they want to hire such a person or not. So just remember the behaviors that you're going to engage in over the next few days, over the next couple weeks, can affect you in the short term, medium term, and even long term. Yeah? Especially since some people want to go so outrageous, the behavior may be so outrageous that you may find yourself becoming a meme. You may go viral, because that's what a lot of people want to do, isn't it? They want to go viral. They want to become a meme. They want everybody have them on their phone. Everybody have them on the device and so on. 10,000, 15,000, 50,000 hits. It's sharing not only in Grenada, throughout the Caribbean. But according to what is sharing, will anybody be willing to employ you after? Will the place you are employed now be willing to retain you, or will they look for any excuse they can find now to separate themselves from that person because they say that that person has brought their business into disrepute? Think about it. I'm saying this as a father myself, yeah, and as an uncle, yeah, as a brother, I'm saying it. And that doesn't just go for the females. You all may think I'm just talking to the females. No, I'm talking to the males too. 50-50, talking to the males and the females. Because sometimes when I speak like this, we tend to think that we only speaking to the females. Because only the females dress a certain way and behave in a certain way. But would I want to hire someone to be the face of my company or to represent my company? Because once you're working with a company, you are a face of that company. If you're wearing their uniform or you are at their premises or you're driving their vehicle or driving in their vehicle on a daily basis, you are representative of that company. And according to how you carry yourself, according to how you behave out there, you are affecting the image of that company. And there are employers out there who would not want to retain you based on what they see. So if I see a guy that's out there boasting that he tried to drink a whole half bottle of rum, and then he take what they call it, the headways challenge where they're diving into all sort of thing all over, just causing people to end up in the hospital. You already have to fight to get stitches and all kind of thing here. Just diving into all kind of thing, just running and dive into things. Yeah? Now, if I am hiring, for instance, a driver, and I look on your social media and I realize you are one heavy drinker, that you're boasting about how much rum you could put down and all your thing and your day with a rum and I ain't putting you to drive my vehicle. You could have license for the last 10 years. You could have driven for 2 or 3 companies before. I am not going to hire you because you may have an alcohol problem, which can, that I know that you have, even before you start driving for me. So why should I hire you to drive for me? If I realize that you have a drug problem, and I'm seeing that you're posting that you're letting the world know that you're proud of it, why should I hire you? You're basically telling the world that you don't care. So again, social media goes very far. I can tell you this. There are people that I know right now that are walking around as normal and they're saying things, and because a lot of people may have forgotten things that happened with them on social media 10 and 15 years ago. Yes, there was social media 10 and 15 years ago. So when things came out back in the days and they went around via email and all those sort of things, and they ended up on different websites and people pointed and say, that is this one from Grenada or that one from Grenada, and you were able to identify them and so on. So 10, 15 years ago, but it is still in circulation. It's still affecting those individuals when they're going out trying to look for a job and somebody mentions, that is the one that was in this or that is the one that was involved in that and so on. So be very careful. Again, no one is saying that you can't go out and enjoy yourself. By enjoying yourself don't mean you have to be stupid. There's a difference. Yeah, you can enjoy yourself without being stupid. Yeah? Because I know I see already for the year, you know. I know what I've been seeing coming across my news feeds and so on. All I'm saying is, can be employed, won't be employed by certain employers when they look and they see that behavior. When they see you've created that image of yourself, that these individuals will say to you, no, sorry, we can't hire you. I remember there's one individual that I know of that applied to a very prestigious company here in Grenada. And I'm speaking roughly about 10 years ago, you know, not even now, 10 years ago. I know of one individual that applied to a particular company here in Grenada. Yeah? And when they applied to that company, they had the qualifications academically. They had the qualifications work experience-wise. Yeah? They carried themselves nice, everything. And the employer, as they did back then, decided that they would check that individual's social media profile. That's 10 years ago I'm speaking about. They checked that individual's social media profile. And what they saw there was not representative of the individual that walked into that office and applied for that job and was interviewed. It was like a totally different person when they looked on social media. The back and forth and the language and the videos that they would put up and all that kind of thing. And it's like, no, we can't hire this person And they were on the verge of hiring them. And the last thing they did was that they checked their social media profile. And I'm telling you, when it came to that, they decided we cannot hire this person. So folks out there, not only the young ones, some of us in the middle age and so doing it too, be very careful, not just of what you post, not just of what you tape, but what you engage in. Because sometimes you may be doing something and not aware that other people are taping you. This is not 2003 and 2004 when it have to be somebody with a camera around and they get you in a particular position to tape you or to take a photo. This is 2023. Everybody have a video camera. Everybody have a still camera, down to the smallest child. Because they have their mobile device, they have their camera, they could videotape, they can take photos. My 4-year-old, he likes to videotape and different things and take pictures and all those kind of things. He just likes it. That's him. He's 4 years old, but he's into it. So we have to understand that even though once you engage in the behavior, you are exposed. I just thought I would take the time to say it. I just thought I would take the time to say it because, again, I know what I've seen already. I know what the intention of some individuals over the next few days. I'm no saint, but I am saying for the good of all of us, please, and especially those of you that will be seeking employment, yeah, or even if you are employed, be careful. All right? Another thing, I just want you all to be careful where and from whom you eat and you drink. Yeah? There are nefarious individuals out there. And again, some of you may think this goes only for the females and that these guys only looking to drug the females. No. There are fellas out there who will drug the males and do the same thing they do to the females to them too. And they're sure, nearly sure, that the male ain't go in and report it and talk. So stay there and feel it ain't happen, and people just probably did not come and report it because of what's attached to it as a male to go through that. So please be very careful. Yes, the Royal Grenada Police Force have stated that at none of the activities during the carnival season should bottled drinks be sold. In other words, you can be sold drinks in a cup, but you cannot be sold drinks in a bottle. For obvious reasons, they don't want people to break the bottle and fight, or bottles all over the place so people to trip over and different things. So the Royal Grenada Police Force have stated that no bottled drinks would be sold at any events, not just the national events, but any events that are taking place. Bottled drinks ought not to be sold. All right? So ladies, fellas, somebody's buying you a drink, go to the bar with them. And sometimes might even be the person that you trust, that is the one that been watching you a long time and decide this is the opportunity. So no matter who, go to the bar with them. Yeah? See them pour the drink. See the person pour the drink for them and take your drink one time. All right? So I'm just saying these things because I think sometimes, especially the younger ones, they get so into the carnival and into all the mass and the merriment and so that they forget common sense. Yeah? Common sense tends to get left somewhere back in July. And when the first 2 weeks of August come, it's like total madness. So I'm saying it again. As a father, I'm saying it. Please be careful out there. All right? Folks, we will open the phone lines 440-7377. That's 440-7377. We are opening the phone lines for those of you that would like to call. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. We'd like to say a special good night to our listeners via 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade. Good night to the We Noise squad. Also, a special good night to those of you listening via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM, broadcasting out of beautiful St. Patrick. And while we're into the carnival season, just remember, the the World Championships are coming up. Karani James has been in action this week gone. Within the last couple of days, he's been in action. I know he came in second in a race. I have to get some more details. I know Anderson Peters has also been in action within the last week. And Lyndon Victor is due to be in action as well. So we have the World Championships coming up. Yes, we have athletes who will be going to represent Grenada at the World Championships. I am not positive if Karani is going to the World Championships this year. I'm looking for some more details, But in everything, remember, because some of us, we tend to only remember athletes when you hear they win something or they win some big thing or they break a record or so is when we remember them. No, Anderson is out there. He's been injured. He had the injury to his ankle, and so that he's recovering from. I think he's had another injury that he's recovering from. So we have to remember our athletes, So 440737, you can also call us on WhatsApp. And 347-329-3101 for those of you who are out there in the diaspora. So let's take our first call tonight. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. Happy early, man.
All right, same to you. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Brother Sheldon, I was something about the decision. Brother Sheldon, you know the decision someone made. It could affect them and affect other people. Brother Sheldon, when you look at the situation, some of the people that give the support to the party government. Right now, the business is a standstill. They cannot. They hardly get sale for what they have in the store or in the business. And Brother Sheldon, you know, as school closed, what you used to find happening, a lot of the young children that left school, that are on vacation, they used to get a whole lot in school. Get a whole lot in the stores that they could get that money to purchase some school uniform, either books or school uniform or other school items for them to get to go back to school. But actually, right now, the business place don't hire people. They're hiring them children because there is anything there for them to do because things so bad. Even the workers are there, they send them home because things so slow. And but actually, it's become difficult. Look again at the situation with the bushing. Two fortnight, where the NMP government is give about 5 or 6 fortnights for the period of time. So the parents could get that money to purchase some items for the children. And the money that the children get when they get out of school in the school, all that's making up so that they can purchase what the item they need to go back to school. But 2 fortnight, the young children who on vacation right now, nothing for them. They can't get nothing for them. Nothing. They can't get nothing. Because things is very bad in the country, and no unemployment for the young people. Those who employ, they're getting rid of them. Brother Sheldon, things are difficult. And Brother Sheldon, I will kind of say, according to the people going to compete in Martinique, I always say, a man will try to close that door, but there are other things you could do. Right? Because one of the things that they could have done, they have ideas, where they could have go in the Grenada Development Bank and get a small loan to open a business. But they could only do that if they work in it. But they're out of a job, they can't do it because how you go pay back the loan? That's one thing again. So you see, the government there, and they hardly do anything to help the people going to compete in Martin to better their living condition. And what they do, making life more difficult for the Grenadian people, especially the less fortunate people. Right? They make life difficult. What are the government? What plans? What policies the government has in place for the young people? You don't hear anything. What plan they have for the senior citizens? Who contribute towards the development of the country? Nothing. Instead of making life better, they're making life more miserable. I call this government a pressure group government. It's pressuring the poor class of people and making life more difficult. But I want to say them, have hope. Have hope. They will come, NMP will come back. And right now in opposition and out of opposition, NMP will always continue to help people. The NMP don't another party that wait when they in government to help. They will help the supporters, help the support wherever they could reach out and help them. So Brother Shell, have a brother night.
All right, thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And let me say congratulations to the 2023 Carnival Queen, Miss St. David. Yeah, is it Amuni? Yeah, Amunai. Yeah. So let me say a special good night and congratulations to her and the people of St. David. Yeah, on the Carnival Queen 2023. Nice. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead. You're
I
live.
had a special today, drive around the country with the church.
Okay, that's good, man.
Part to St. Patrick's, I saw the radio station where you really is.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I almost see part of Carnival in Grenada.
That's interesting.
Yes. I see part of Carnival in Grenada from where around two Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, somebody Christian who was telling us that I say that's on the next side of Carnival.
All right.
Yes, I had a good day today, and well, let me call and see where I had a nice trip to Ireland too. We went on the beach, and then later on in the evening we come home. And then I don't care what I say. At the end of the day, we all know whatever happening with this government is still under the leadership of the NMP, and no matter what people say, is they have not put out anything to help the poor class of people. So all what they working with is what NMP live there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what I say. Whether I give them people a chance or not, that's the business.
All right.
They're supposed to know if they ask to put them there to better the condition of living and they make it more harder, then they go suffer the consequences when the time comes. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. And I think we have another caller. No, it seems as though that caller has fallen off. Yeah, they'll call back. 440-7377. And yeah, over the we heard the Prime Minister's address on Thursday, but we know that the new National Party had coming up on Friday a national consultation on crime. I'll give you some info on that in a short while. We've got a call online. Good night.
Hey, Mr. Sheldon, good night.
Hey, good night to you. How are you?
How are you, bro?
I'm quite fine, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, everything going okay, man.
All right, you go right ahead. You're live.
I just want to send condolences to Mr. Calais Julian from Post Royal. He had played a good part St. Andrew Southeast with Miss Emmeline Pierre, and he had passed away last night.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I just want to send out condolences to the family and friends. Police at the state. Yeah, I just want to tell the family keep strong. God is standing by.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know he had the contract for the market in Granville too, yeah, and today was supposed to be his last day work.
Whoa.
He happened to pass away last night.
That's a rough
So the
one.
family and friends, they be strong and all.
Yeah, I could hear it in your voice, bro. You take that one hard.
Yeah, right. That one shocked me this morning. Yeah, I get up this morning, was going to do some work, and and I Mr. dying. Yeah, that one shocked me.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Well, our condolences as well go out to his family, to you, his friends, and the family, and the entire NNP St. Andrew Southeast crew. We send our condolences out to them as well.
Yeah, man. Very nice, man.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother.
You take care. All the best, man.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, again, so our condolences go out to his family and all of you out there in St. Andrew Southeast. We know that you all are locked in. All right. Yes, indeed. 44073, and we say as well condolences to Brother Siddiqui Sylvester on the passing of his mom. She died last night. So, Brother Siddiqui Sylvester, we send our condolences to you and your family on the passing of your mom. 4407377 and 347-329-3101. And we were giving greetings to the people of St. David And the guy ain't getting into all the guy. No, if all you want, all you go listen to Auntie Jenny on Thursday, she go talk about all the different. I have my own views in relation to what happened last night, and it doesn't include anything bad to say about the judging or things like that. And I want to say to the 7 young ladies, you all are beautiful, intelligent, and well done by the 7 of you. All right? Nice. All of you young ladies, from Miss Karaku down to Miss St. George, every one of you, well done. Yeah? I mean, I was especially impressed by Miss St. Patrick and how strong that young lady is. I had to say that. Very, very strong young lady. Anything else in relation to the Queen Show? I'll leave it to the experts. Yeah. Simon says go deal with that. Right? Nice. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. Also, St. David's got the junior king as well. So, Young Niles, I'm trying to remember his first name. Yeah, the Young Niles, the younger one, not the elder one, the younger one. Nice, right. Young Niles, he won the championship on Saturday. Again, different things I could say about the junior carnival, the children's carnival frolic, you know, but let me hold on. After Carnival, we go talk about some of them things. And yeah, I'll leave that alone for now. Yeah, it have a lot to say in relation to those things. We have a call online. Good night.
Well, children.
Yes, sir.
So you come back here forget.
Yeah, so you got to make it 30 seconds.
Yes. Come Monday morning, the Happy Village Group, we have a breakfast by the Happy Post Office, starting 6:30 p.m.
By the Happy Hill Post Office?
Yeah.
All right, great. Right, starting what time?
6:30 a.m.
6:30 a.m. All right, great.
Right.
Thank you. So, Happy Hill, yeah, they're having their breakfast there, 6:30, so you could grab your breakfast if you're on your way down. Yeah, you could grab your breakfast there. Even if you're on your way up, you could make a little loop back and get your breakfast and hand the scenes. All right, so that is that. Right, nice. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Sharon from St. David.
Good night, my dear.
How are you?
Congratulations on the Queen and the King. You have a Queen and a King so far, you know.
Oh, yeah. We're so proud. We are proud of that.
St. Andrews have the junior bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think people still asking, they want to see the score sheet and thing. I ain't think scores and rest of results come out, but again, there's a discussion for afterwards. All right.
Yes. My concern is about the health in St. David.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we getting from bad to worse. I went in St. David. They have no dressing for no cut, no store, nothing.
At this time of year?
That is my point.
Because look, they had thing in Belle Isle today, you know. They had jab in Belle Isle and thing today. A time like this, you don't have that up there?
No thing. I brought my friend to the health center to get dressing because she had diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna go and put some proper things on her foot.
What is? No. Wheel back. Tell me that again. I don't find I hear you correct.
Yeah, I'm serious.
No. Go over that. Go over that again because I don't think I hear you properly. I think I mishear you. So go over again.
Yeah, she's my friend. I brought her in the health center last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
To dress her foot. She's a diabetic. When she went there, they have no dressing. They tell her to go home and get some proper stuff to put on her foot. Then I have a next friend, he got a cut. No dressing. They tell him go and get it in the pharmacy. They told him what dressing to get. And they're going to dress it every day for them. What is going on in St. David?
This is unbelievable that somebody has gone to a health facility and they tell them basically go and use bush medicine.
Yes. And it's three persons that I know of.
But my dear, we have been told by the Minister of Health just week before that medication has been received and that all health facilities will be properly stocked for the carnival.
Let me confront me. With this nonsense story they're telling people there.
But that's what the minister said, you know.
Tell them things.
My goodness.
She's a diabetic. Tell her go home and last night she called me. She have a lot of pain in the foot. The foot swollen.
I'm telling you
This is
what.
Carnival. You don't know what could happen around the Carnival. We're praying that we get a sweet Carnival this year. We don't want no crime, no violence through it. But, never know what could happen. Accident-free, that's what we need. But what could happen? We don't know. So where they're going to go? Where are they going to run to? That is my concern. And I want the minister to confront me, or even the prime minister.
Because I'm telling you, what we heard from the minister is that there is medication, and the medication would be sent to all of the different facilities around the island because they know it's Carnival time. You may have different things that come up. But to be telling a person, go and use pawpaw leaf. Ah, boy. No.
And I'm dead serious and I'm blue about it. This is not a time for that. You're talking about St. David's. You say you're from St. David's. You say you're helping St. David's. Don't think in St. David's. What? Up to now, I don't see nothing. They have more holes in the road than ever. But my concern is about the health. Because it's a diabetic woman, she's in her 50s, up there. Go to a health center for dressing for her foot, and that's what they tell her. There's no dressing, go home and buy something to clean the foot, and then after, put the proper stuff on it.
All right, my dear. Send me a WhatsApp. You know the number. So send me a WhatsApp on that number. I want to have a discussion with you about that individual after the program. So send me a WhatsApp. Just let me know it's you on the thing. Just say WhatsApp, Sheldon, you asked me to whatever, and we'll have a conversation. All right?
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow. 440. Yeah, man. And the minister said that we getting... I'm trying to find the clip where he said it here. Somewhere here. Yeah, the minister said that we getting... but listen, there are many things that... yeah, believe me, because I see somebody say, Sheldon, I find you could go and see for yourself. Yeah, believe me, I feel I might have to do that. Because I've heard a story over just a while ago, not last month, but even before that, of one instance. And I was sort of skeptical to get into the story. Yeah? Now, the story goes that a pregnant woman went in to do a blood test. When she went in to have that blood test done, while they were coming with the syringe, they didn't put the syringe in to draw the blood yet, but they squirted blood from another syringe into her eyes, onto her face and into her eyes. Yeah? Not her blood, Somebody else's blood, because they take up a syringe, and the syringe that they had blood in it still, and they ended up spraying blood into this woman's eyes. Yeah? Now, after that, they put her on they're going to have to put her, just in case anybody in the health sector who is exposed to another person's blood and so, they have to give them the medication in case that blood was tainted with HIV and so on. You have to be tested afterwards and all of that. So they gave the mother that medication and so. But the mere fact that something like that could have happened says a lot about what is taking place. And even worse than that, I was listening to one of the family members yesterday in relation to that case saying that since then, they spoke to some senior officials. They were told that that would be investigated. And up to this point in time, they have not heard anything back in relation to what happened there, that someone could take up a syringe with blood in it and accidentally, because I'm sure they would not do it on purpose, but it means that something procedurally went wrong and that something either needs to be reviewed or enforced. Yeah? Because this is a pregnant woman. Yeah? I mean, anybody, it's bad enough, but a pregnant woman. So come on, there are things that are happening in the health sector. We need to get it straight. All right? We heard the minister, all of us heard the minister. I'm looking for the audio. I have it somewhere here, where he said that they've gotten medication and so on and all of that. They're sorting out all the different facilities and so we heard him. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello, good night. Hello. Caller, you're
So
live.
long good night.
Hey, Cami, you're live. Go
How you
right ahead.
doing?
I'm fine. You go
And
right
good night to
ahead.
Grenada, Caracopiti Madrid. Well, this thing is happening in Grenada here with this lady,
Yeah.
this pregnant woman. That
Yes,
happening here with a needle and blood and all them thing.
Yeah, that happened right here.
Well, I don't understand.
I heard it before. I didn't say anything because I was waiting to see how the story
Well,
developed.
Sheldon,
But nothing came out from it.
The last caller concerning the Popeye. I remember they was used the Popeye in the hospital there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went and do my surgery on my leg, they used to tell you could use the Popeye. Because antibiotic in it, whatever. And they use that to dress your foot. It does help. They will tell you, even when you go to the health center on Young Street, they used to tell you, get a young Popeye, you grate it, and you bring it in. And they dress the wound with the Popeye. It does heal up. So it's not something new. They always do that. Because I used to bring mine in the hospital and they're dressing it. They just dress the wound. If you have an ulcer, they put young Popeye, they grate it and it just burn or it just help heal the wound. So that is not something that is, I think that in most health centers, that they use the young green pepper to put on the, if you have ulcers, it does help. You know, so that is not something thing.
Okay.
A lot of us know that. People have ulcers, they use young Popeye. The doctor does tell you, because you're buying all the other ointments and it's not helping. And the doctor will tell you, well, you'll try the young Popeye. So that don't you know? But this thing with the blood, I mean, come on.
Yeah, something went wrong, and I know it wasn't willful.
They have needles, and that is something they can just have idling around on the desk to take blood from somebody. So, I mean, that is carelessness. So,
And it was not willfully done, right. But of course you need to review your practices and procedures. Yeah?
But you have to be careful. Because even when I go to the doctor and they have to draw some blood, I don't make sure, no. You have to look. You have to look out. You have to look out and see what going on and say, well, not look, that blood on it, whatever, because they're going to take out the needle in any plastic wrap, but they go open all that, and you have to look and see what they're doing. So you have to be careful, people. Have to be careful, you know. All right, good night. I just come from St. David.
All right. Your Lyman Fargyal.
Harvest. They had a big harvest of the cattle. They got a big harvest.
That's wonderful.
Thank God for Darlington, Chase and Sheila. They just come and take me in the house and bring me out. There were a lot of people over there. That is nice. The evening was really nice.
Beautiful.
And I just come back. And next time I read everybody, go hear you and Sheldon. I always listen to you and Sheldon. And Sheldon, before I go, I want to warn the Grenadian people when they go into Western Union. If you're going to send money for your family, make sure your money right. That is the second time I go to Western Union and I check my money and the lady telling me, oh, the money short. That is the second time. So I want the Grenadian people when you're going to Western Union, because you have a lady, they're always making errors. Always making errors behind that thing. So you have to be very careful. On Saturday, I went to send some money to my son to buy some ointment for me. And I checked the money more than 3 times. And then there was a big problem. So I just warning the people who is listening, and you have to go to send out money to your family, or brother, or whatever. Be careful. I just giving it to rest, but just warning you all. All right, have a good evening.
All right, thank you.
A good night to everybody.
All right. 4407377. Yeah, that's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. So, yeah, I as I said, I heard this story, the blood and thing before, but I left it alone. I hear a lot of stuff and leave it alone for now, eh? Yeah, trying to see how the story develops and so on and different aspects of it. But this one, because I know there was another incident involving the individuals again. Quite recently, which I don't want to go into. I wish the family member could give me a call and give us a little rundown on that. But definitely, that you can't allow those kind of things to happen. Or 4407377, we have a caller online. Good night. Hello. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, my dear.
How do you do, sir?
I am fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Let me tell you something. You can't say they're doing something is not like willfully done. Sheldon, you're supposed to rip a paper. When you take in a shred, you have to take it out in a paper. You don't have to have it outside with blood in it. That have to go down in the bin. I say in his carelessness. You can tell me. I hear you say they don't willfully done. It don't supposed to happen like that. It don't supposed to happen like that, Sheldon. You're supposed to rip your paper and put the needle. Why you have to take in a thing and have blood in it and squeeze it until you end up in the people's eyes? The fact they have to put out and they don't sue in the state? That's stupidness. Oh, you're going to tell me they don't do it by spite? That's carelessness, Sheldon.
No, I wouldn't say it's not carelessness. I just don't think that somebody would willfully do that. That's willfully, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sheldon, they don't supposed to have a shirt with blood in it, which they're supposed to rip a paper and take a new one.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
When you use something, you throw it in the bin, and you take something new to use it on somebody else. Why you have to have anything to have blood and pitching in the people's eyes? Like carelessness, I will say. Because you're not supposed to use it second-hand thing to nobody. New one, rip a paper with a new needle and a new shred, and you stick on. Why we have to have anything to squeeze and reach in them people's eyes? And they keep that like somebody dead, they lay that dead on the ground and sweep it under the carpet. No, we don't do things like that. Oh. If they're trying to make money and put in their pocket, you have to make them spend money. You have to make them spend money now. You don't have to just hide things from these people and them. They're doing too much of wickedness. You don't have to sign for the people and them, you know. You have to make them spend money. For me, I want to make them spend money. Have a blessed night.
Thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed. 44073. Let me clear the box. 4407377. I saw someone was trying to call me, and you know me. Yeah, I like to call back. So let me see if I can call back this individual. No, someone was trying to reach me on the WhatsApp a little while ago. So let's see if we can get in contact with that caller. Yeah, folks. It must mean that something procedural, because there are procedures. So it must mean that something procedurally went wrong. We have a caller online. Caller, you were trying to call us earlier. Go right ahead. You're live.
Good night.
Hi, good night.
Yes, good night. I have a concern. My stepmom, she have ulcer. She have a foot that is need dressing. Nurses used to come. And then after, they just stop come for a while. And every time I call and said that we need some dressing or send for some dressing, they say it don't have any, they have to get some to store. I send back, when I send back and not getting, I leave in a message there for them to come to do the dressing, and they're not coming, and she's 102. And
Hold on, You're talking about a person that's 102 years old, and they're not coming to do the dressing?
Yes, it's more than 9 months now. No nurse from the health center to come to dress the food. And every day, sometimes people help me, so no matter to find the last change to buy dressing. So I don't know why the health center is doing that in St. Patrick's.
My goodness.
You know? Yeah, I even go in one of the parliamentary office and I put it to them to try and get to the health center, and I put the cards to them to get them to come. You know, I meet our head now. She told me they get my request and they're going to call me. And up to now, I haven't received no call, and they'll call me. They just stop just foot, and the foot need dressing. So I don't know why. And anytime I send, you know, they said that they don't have any dressing. The person coming back.
And the person is
Yeah,
102 years old. Are they doing this too, you know?
Yes, she's 102. Yes, she's, yeah.
And
She can walk the foot stiff.
9 months they have not come.
Yes, they have not come. These are trying to dress
I
it
bet you they
and
come before
buy
the week done.
things.
I bet you before this week done, they're there. How much you want to bet? That before this week is done, they will be there. How much you want to bet?
Yeah, because look at now, I don't have dressing, and 5 days now the food don't dress because I don't have no dressing.
So you have to purchase the dressing yourself, but you're not working. You're unemployed.
No, I'm unemployed. I'm a patient as well, diabetic and pressure, always my pressure high, you know. And I have a food problem, I'm overweight, you know, and I'm not working. And I still seeing after her is my father's wife, my stepmom, is my mother, my stepmom, everything, you know. And then, you know, she don't have any more children. She don't have no children. You have her own, you know. I looking after her, and you know that's the way. I find they should put all the self-more in the health center to look after it. I find it's over. And I didn't want to come to say that, but I need somebody to come, and I will try for them to come. They're not coming, but I need the assistance with her food.
Which area? St. Patrick East or St. Patrick West?
St. Patrick West. I'm from Mount Fenjo.
All right, we'll deal with that.
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
All right, my dear. All right, I'll give you a call after the program as well.
Okay,
all right, thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
See, sometimes I just have a feeling that you have to call back a number. When you see a number called, sometimes you just have a feeling that you need to call back that number. You hear the kind of nonsense. So here it is. We have a person who is 102. Let me repeat the age for you in case you missed it during the hullabaloo of the conversation. We have an individual who is 102 years old. They have not visited for 9 months to do the dressing on this individual. The person who is taking care of them is unemployed, so they can't buy the medication, and they can't buy the dressing, so they're having problems. 102 years old. That's how we're treating our centenarians. Yeah? That's how we are treating our centenarians right now. Yeah? Where the MP for St. Patrick West, I'm sure when she took the 100 and so, that these kind of people make sure they went around and so, and they drop bouquet and they drop this and they drop that and take picture. Yeah? But now, she's in need. She is in need. Right? So listen, you know we just do the thing. Anybody want me to connect them to the people so that they can help directly? No, you don't have to send nothing to me to send to them. You could organize and get it to them directly and so on. Link with me and I will link you with them because I have the number. So I would link with them and we go sort this thing out here because that is, let's just say, that is unacceptable. On any level, that is unacceptable. Right? Yeah, believe me, that one I'm upset. Seriously, that one I'm upset. That one I'm upset. Four 4407377. Oh yeah, we lost that caller. 4407377. And we have a call online. Good night. Hello. Hello, caller. Hello. It seems as though we lost that call. I'm not hearing anything on the other end. 4407377. Give us a call. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? They're so like people. Well, look, another relative just nah, man, I can't believe that piece of information all you gave me there. That could never be a relative of the MP, man. Nah. Well, no, not the MP on that side. The MP on... That could never be a relative of the MP. Nah, man, all you telling me on shoots. Hello? Yeah, we having a little problem there. I don't know what's going on. If it's the other side phone or if it's my phone. Let me see. Yeah, I think let's see. Yeah, man. Nah, only joking that can't be Minister Cornwall aunt we talking about there. No. If they're treating their 100-year-old relative like that, really for me and you, Minister Cornwall, is that your aunt? No. If that is not your aunt, say it's not your aunt also. But regardless if it's family or not family, this person deserves help. We have a caller. Good night. Hello?
Hello, Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
I just hear a lady say, a lady and 100 and how much years have a wound on her leg.
Yeah.
And 9 days they don't.
9 months.
Great. But call out to the minister.
But that's what I'm doing now.
Something to the Minister of Health and Mr. Andal. Because that lady is 100 and something years. And if you have a wound and she put a 9 days you don't dress, that is not good. So she could buy what last stay line. Buy what last stay line.
The woman can't buy nothing, Cammy. The woman is not working. She's not working. Where will she get the money?
Sometimes you have to get up and get. You can depend on these people. Buy a bottle of saline, there's about $5. And you buy the ointment and get some gauze. You get in that in the thing and clean the lady foot. You go might get into any pharmacy and you get some gauze and cotton.
All right, Cammy.
Sterilized cotton.
All right, Cammy. Thank you.
And wash your foot with the saline. You could even dress it with the saline. You don't must put ointment. Just clean it. That is not right. And Grenadians, I don't hear what's going on. I don't know how true it is. But if the lady said 9 days.
9 months.
Hello,
Cammy.
When you have a wound.
Cammy.
That ulcers, you could leave the dressing on it.
You're not listening. You're not listening. Cammy, you're not listening.
9 days.
Cammy, you're not. Cammy, you're not listening. That's what I'm telling you. You're not listening. Cammy.
It's certain. That's not right.
All right, thank you.
Because I have a wound and I change mine every day.
Thank you, Cammy.
I'm listening, Sharon. I'm listening.
It's okay. Thank you.
I'm listening.
If you were listening, you would have heard me say several times 9 months, not 9 days.
The lady says she don't walk in and she don't
work. You see, again, you're not listening.
And the lady's 100 and something is.
You're not listening. Or you're probably listening via the device, so you're hearing what I'm saying afterwards. It's not 9 days, it's 9 months. Yeah. It's not 9 days, it's 9 months. She has been trying to get medication and so dressing on her own, but she's unemployed, so she has challenges in getting it. Yeah? So that's why I was saying you did not listen. Yeah, 440-7377, that's the number for you to get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? 9 months, not 9 days. 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on to the inside of tonight's program. Hello, good night.
Sharon, I'm sorry, I apologize. But I was listening, I heard you say about 9. That was at 9. Well, it is 9 months. Well, they're lacking something. They're 9 months, somebody 100 and something else. Oh, God, are you putting Grenada, boy?
That's what I was saying. That's the point. It's 9 months, not 9 days. 9 months they haven't visited. She's been trying to get them for 9 months. She purchased stuff on her own and she's unemployed. But she purchased stuff on her own and now she doesn't have. You know, so she's asking for them to come and see after the aunt. Well, the stepmother. Yeah? All right. Thank you. Hello? Cammy? Okay, yeah, she's probably listening. Yeah. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on to the inside. Things like that does just things like that does just get me upset. Yeah. Believe me, it changed my whole mood. Things like that does get me upset. upset. I don't like to lose my temper, but things like that, and I can't believe. I refuse to believe. Now, that person who sent that message to me, you can't be talking in truth, man. You can't be telling me that this is the aunt of the MP for St. Patrick East. She's living in St. Patrick West, but that is the aunt of the MP for St. Patrick West that is 102 years old. 9 months they ain't visit her to do any dressing and what in fact watch let me hear something from the Minister of Health, because he said that they had thing and they had thing. Let me hear we had to.
Indulge me just one more minute, please. Thank you. Sure, go ahead. I forgot to mention that maybe about a month ago, there was a hullabaloo about the absence of pharmaceuticals at the General Hospital, and I must address it, because it is a sore point, I know, for Grenadians, especially if you fall sick. You want to ensure that when you are rushed to the General Hospital, the necessary medication that you need is there, and that the hospital is not deficient of the pharmaceutical remedies that must be present in order to be able to remedy your ailment or your sickness. I'm not going to go through the 9 yards of cloth as it relates to what OECS countries face with our regional pharmaceutical procurement agency, OECS PPS. I believe that it's going to take too much time to explain the process and what happens when you don't have the bulk procurement taking place. Sometimes it's a Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for all situation where OECS PPS is concerned. They are working diligently from an OECS.
You know what? Yeah, I stopping them and take call, man. Yeah, seriously, because the lies, we don't want to hear again. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, Sheldon. Good night.
Good night, my dear. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, I say I had to reach out to you tonight, because I hear some things, and I want you. I hear blood in eye, all different things.
Yeah.
Give me the story. Tell me exactly what happened with this blood. Give me the thing from start to finish. What happened with the blood in the eye?
Oh, a few months ago. I shouldn't say a few months ago, because it could be as recent as 2 months ago, where a family member of mine who was pregnant at the time had to go to the lab at the hospital to get some blood work done. And it was one of those glucose tests. So she had to go, drink the liquid, wait a while, and get the bloods drawn. So when she went, she said it wasn't busy in the lab. It was just her and another young lady, both of them pregnant, but the young lady had her liquid before her, so her blood was drawn before hers. She said when the technician called them into the room, the technician called the young lady first, and she said, looking back at it, it was very interesting because the young lady went in and came back out pretty fast. So the young lady left, they called her in. Now, when you're dealing with body fluids, everybody know you have to sanitize your station. You have to discard whatever it is that you use from the previous patient before you more or less call the next patient into the room. The technician never did that. Apparently, she was on the phone. And when she called my family member in, she tied her arm, inserted the thing to draw the bloods, and I guess being so distracted and not discarding the stuff from the previous person, picked up the syringe that had blood from the previous patient, squirted it. The blood ended up in my family member's eye, her chest, her face, her clothes, her belly, everything. When it happened, she immediately shut her eyes. The technician realized what happened. guided my family member to a bin and told her, open her hands. She's pouring something in her hands for her to wash her face. She poured rubbing alcohol into her hands for her to wash her face and told her it's going to burn.
Wait. You're talking about put rubbing alcohol into your eyes?
Into her hands to wash her face, yes. And she said to her, it's going to burn. So when she started washing the face, she did start screaming. She's like, my eyes, it's burning. That drew the attention of the other technicians in the lab who came running to see what happened. That was when my family member found out that blood was what was squirted in her eyes. The technician told the other techs blood from the syringe from the previous patient got into my family member's eye. So my family member was like, blood? She then took her into a bathroom and gave her a new bar of carbolic soap to wash her face. And how she knew she was on the phone is because the tech indicated to another tech to tell the person on the phone she is going to call them back. She brought my family member into the bathroom, gave her a bar of carbolic soap to wash her face, and said to her, don't worry, the young lady clean, you're safe. So my family member called me. When she called me and she told me, look at what happened, I said to her, where are you? She said she was still at the hospital. I said, do not leave that hospital ground. I hung up the phone with her. I called. I was able to get to speak to the medical director, the director in charge of the hospital that day. When I explained to her what happened, the first words out of her mouth was, this is serious. Where is the patient? Because we had sent her over to the casualty department to let them know what happened so they could use saline or something to flush her eyes. But because time had passed, they basically said there is nothing they can do at that point other than call the other patient in to get her bloods drawn, draw bloods from my family member to test her to ensure that, okay, the other patient doesn't have any form of diseases and all of that, put her on antiviral HIV medication for 30 days, which had her sick as a dog. Nobody picked up the phone from the hospital to call her to offer her counseling. We had to pay for it out of pocket. Nobody checked in to make sure she was okay. They never even gave her a sick leave. We had to send her to a doctor to pay for her to get a sick leave in order to stay home because the medication had her throwing up every single day that while she was even pregnant, lost weight. Now, we had to indicate to her, because she had a child previously, you cannot share utensils with your child because you're not sure if the person had anything, and in the event that you have anything, that you give it to them. Could not sleep, was so stressed out, waking up in the middle of the night to getting messages about, if I don't make it, the reason why, and all this kind of nonsense. When I told the director where she was, she had someone from the hospital, a doctor, speak to my family member. One of the things that I said to her prior to her going in was, make sure you put your phone to record this conversation. So I have the recording of the conversation and the way that doctor spoke to my family member. Very condescending, as though she doesn't have anybody in her corner, as though she is nobody, and saying to her, calm down, don't make a big deal out of it. It's just a little blood. We have the pictures of the blood all over her clothes. So if it is just a little bit of blood, why was it able to get into her eye, on her chest, the breast part of her dress, the belly part of her dress? Why was it all over her if it was just a little bit of blood? And at the same time saying to her, It doesn't have to get out there, because if it gets out there, meaning in the public, it's just going to be a whole bunch of back and forth. So let's keep it within these four walls.
I mean, what I'm hearing here is frightening, huh? Very, very frightening. Because I know what will happen in the States, huh?
When she finished, literally within 2 days or 3 days, the case was closed, right? She indicated to my family member, she spoke with the technician. The technician said it was just a little bit of blood, so they left it as that. And because the technician said it was just a little bit of blood, they consider the case closed. She had to go back and repeat her HIV test 6 weeks after they wanted her to do a rapid. I said, hell no. You are going to draw her blood and you are going to send it to get tested. We are not doing a rapid HIV test. And I am not sure if the medical director even signed off on it, because as far as that doctor was concerned, that was a closed case. The technician was never reprimanded because that was gross negligence. That was gross negligence. The technician was never reprimanded. And for that to happen, I am sure that there is someone overseeing the technicians at the lab. So a report should have been written up by that tech detailing what would have transpired that caused her to mess up, not do her job the way she was supposed to do it, and her supervisor was supposed to investigate this incident. And I am sure if proper procedures was followed, someone would have reached out to my family member from the lab to find out exactly what it is that would have happened and get her side of the story. That was never done. It was never done. Nobody else reached back out to us from the general hospital indicating or to say, this was the outcome of the case. We take matters of this nature very seriously, and this is what is either going to be implemented in place. This is what happened with the technician as a result. Nothing. It is just a sweep under the rug, and that is it.
Well, I think we just shake the rug, so what was under come out. So if they thought it was under the rug right now, we just shake the rug. Because I can't understand something like this has happened and your family has not heard back anything up to this time. Because I remember the first time I heard about this case was in May. So I could tell you directly when I first heard about this. It was in the month of May. So May, June, July.
That's when I reached out to you.
Yeah, May, June, July. And I was waiting to hear what the follow-up was.
Nothing. The follow-up was, let us not let this get out there because it's just going to be a whole bunch of back and forth. That was the follow-up. And it was done in a very condescending way to silence my family member. That was the way in which it was done. And my question is, who else has this happened to? Who else who had to get a bar of carbolic soap to wash their face and walk out of the hospital grounds with the word of a technician that a patient is safe?
And as I've said,
who else was intimidated by that doctor who's supposed to be having the best interest of the patient? Because if you are a doctor, you took an oath, and your oath is to first do no harm. You did harm. Emotionally, mentally, you did harm. Because you did not do your job the way it was supposed to be done. And it is disgusting. It is disgusting. And that was the first incident. The second incident happened yesterday. And the responses from the nurses was, they could call whoever they want. I don't care. That is the mentality of some of the nurses working at the general hospital. They don't care. And speaking out and talking loudly and pointing out to my family member's bed and saying, oh, the patient in bed 7, the patient in bed 7. They could call whoever they want. We don't care. I don't care. Because why? The mentality or the status quo at the general hospital is one of nurses and doctors can do whatever it is that they want. You can complain to whoever it is that you want, and nothing gets done because everything is a cover-up and everything is a hide. But as I said to them, once is a mistake, twice is a habit.
I'm
if
shocked,
the medical director has people that is under her, that is supposed to be overseeing certain things, they are making her look bad because they are not doing their jobs. And if the director at the general hospital knows what is happening and she is not doing anything about it, it says a lot about her leadership skills.
My dear,
something needs to be done.
What happened with yesterday now? What led to the statement being made yesterday? What was the situation that led to yesterday's statement being made?
So yesterday, the family member, so over the weekend, the family member had a baby. Their blood type is they're RH negative. So that means whenever they give birth, there is a 72-hour window in which they are to receive a certain injection that is very expensive. They took her blood to run the test to see if she needed that injection. Multiple times yesterday, she asked the nurse to check to see if her lab results came back because the window is getting closer and closer of her receiving that medication. They did not bring that. A matter of fact, she called me at 10 to 8. So I don't know what time they would have brought the medication, the prescription to her, but it was probably just before because she said to me she called 2 pharmacies and they did not have the medication. They brought her a prescription minutes to 8 at night, basically telling her she has to get this. She's supposed to get it at least by 8 a.m. Monday morning, because if you're counting the 72 hours from when she would have given birth, so when she needs that medication, we have about 12 hours, a 12-hour window. You bring this prescription to that patient almost 8 o'clock at night on a weekend where the next day is a public holiday. Everywhere is closed and no other information. So in her calling the pharmacies to find out, well, where can I get this medication and the cost of the medication, 2 pharmacies don't have it. So she happened to reach out to a friend who works at the hospital, and the friend said to her, what are these people and them trying? Because the hospital have an emergency pharmacist that if medication is needed, the person can come in, open the pharmacy, and get the medication. And the medication is critical to her health. Okay? So this could be a life and death situation right now.
Yeah, because there is an issue with RH pregnancies. People with RH blood and pregnancies have an issue.
They never indicated that to her. So I ended up going. So I ended up going to I ended up hanging up the phone with her because she said to me when they brought the prescription to her, one of the nurses made a comment to the effect of that is if she has the money to pay for it. That's if she has the money to pay for it. So when she told me that, I got very upset. I got very upset. I hung up the phone. I called. When I called, I got the name of the nurse that I was speaking with. And when I asked the nurse, I said, do you think that giving a patient a prescription to get medication at 8 o'clock at night makes sense, considering the weekend, tomorrow is a public holiday in Grenada, and this is medication that is critical to get? She put the phone on speaker. So I'm talking to her, and I'm hearing the background, and I was like, excuse me, did you put me on speakerphone? Yes, because I want the other nurses to hear. I said, take my phone off of speaker. I said, take my call off of speaker. You did not ask me, and I'm not giving you permission to speak with me while your phone is on speakerphone. So I said, who is the attending, or who is the doctor in charge? She asked me, tell me they don't have a doctor in charge. I said, what do you mean? I said, every ward is supposed to have an attending who oversees whatever it is that is taking place. She said to me, they have a house manager and an intern. I said, is the house manager over the intern? She said, yes. I said, I would like to speak with the house manager. I heard her asking if, who is in the back there? Who in the back there? And I don't know what the person said to her. Then she came back and she said, there isn't anybody here. That's what she said to me. There isn't anybody here. So then she says to me, because now I started to get really nasty, and I indicated to her that come Tuesday morning, I will be calling the director at the hospital, and I will be filing an official complaint with her. She then says to me that, it's just miscommunication on their part, because they have a pharmacist or whatever, and if the patient could get the money to pay for the the injection, then they will just call the person to come and to do it. Can the patient pay for it? I said that was what you should have asked in the first case. I said that is what you should have asked in the first case. I said, yes, the patient can pay for it, and I hung up the phone. I called back my family member. My family member was so irate at me now, because now she's saying to me, no, they have an attitude with her. And she hear them talking and saying, the people call, and this is what they're saying, and is the patient in bed 7? And she's hearing them. She said the rest of the night, all the nurses had an attitude with her. All of them had an attitude with her. And as I said to the nurse, I said, if you are employed as a public servant being paid by the government of Grenada, you are offering a service to the citizens of the country. And if you cannot do your job 100% or to the best of your ability, then you need to step aside and allow the people who want to work, because it is disgusting. And then she said to me, after the conversation, they started making their comments about they don't care, and I could call whoever I want to call, and they don't care. So again, that tells me this is the nature at the General Hospital. Patients can complain, nothing gets done about it, because everything is not investigated and it is swept under the rug. And I am asking the question, when does it end? NNP, NDC, GULP, when does it end? What does it take for people to do what they're supposed to do to the best of their ability? Because they could say, they're leaving and they're going to England, and they're leaving and they're going to the US. They cannot practice that in those countries, because 1, they will lose their nursing license. 2, They take patient claims very serious because most medical facilities, especially here in the U.S., have a department called patient relations. And every time a patient requests someone comes to them, take their report, it is investigated, and they always let them know what the outcome of that case is. Patients are spoken to in condescending tones. Patients are given attitudes because they would complain, because they would speak up, and because of that intimidation, everybody just takes it, they keep their mouth shut, and they just, what? They take it with a grain of salt. This is what we are preaching about transformation. This is what transformation looks like. When the same nonsense continues, never in my life have I known nurses going to work at the general hospital and treating patients in that way. Where was it taught? Where is it being taught? Who are in charge? Who are the people responsible for nurses on the wards? Who takes patients' complaints seriously and decides something needs to be done? Who puts things in place that if a patient, a nurse or a doctor have certain amount of complaints, procedures need to be followed, either that person gets suspended? Who sets the example? And that is why I am saying there are times as leaders you may not know what it is that is taking place because you delegate things to different people and you are trusting that they're doing what it is that they're supposed to do. But if you're not checking in as a leader to make sure what needs to be done is being done to the best of their ability, you are failing. If the people you are delegating things to is not doing their jobs the way that it is supposed to go, and they're just signing off on things and it comes to your desk and you just figure, oh, because somebody signs off on something, case is closed, you don't do a follow-up, you don't do a little bit of investigating, come on. You're playing with people's lives. You are playing with people's lives.
No, my friend, I don't know what to say in relation to this one. All I'll say is that we have to keep on top of this one. I've been getting several messages from various listeners here in Grenada and overseas as well, some in the UK, some in Canada, some right in the US as well. Really, really concerned about these two situations that you've put forward and the other two that we've spoken about a little earlier. And believe me, these are situations that we definitely have to keep on top of. We will have to get some more information. I will be keeping in contact with you because nothing ain't going under no rug here. It ain't going under no rug. And if I know you well enough, I know you ain't leaving that so.
Of course not. Because tomorrow morning, I am waiting again to have a conversation with the director at the General Hospital. I am waiting to call her again tomorrow morning because I have concerns.
Mm-hmm.
I have concerns. And it is not the first incident involving my family member. This is a second one. This is a second one. So is this one going to be swept under the rug like the first one was done?
My friend, I would like to thank you so very much for your call. And as I always say, take it easy, Miguel. I know you just get emotional, but you, I know the situation, so, Miguel. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Take it a bit easy. But I thank you so very much for your call and for letting all of us know what has been happening. Because I said, we spoke about the other one before. And I just left it for now. I said, no, let me see how this develops. But it looked like it ain't developing at all.
Nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. The doctor at the General Hospital considered it case closed. She considered it case closed because the text said it was just a little bit of blood. So case is closed. And we shouldn't allow it to get out of these four walls, because if it gets out in the public, it's just going to be a bunch of back and forth, and we don't want that. Nothing is going to get solved if that is the outcome. Those were her words. Those were her words. And that is a doctor.
My friend, thank you so very much for taking the time and the effort to call us and explain these situations to us. You've done it much better than I would have ever been able to do as a third party onto the whole thing. Well, a fourth party. You have done it excellent. I'd like to thank you so very much. We will keep in contact. And feel free to call us anytime and give us an update.
No problem.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Yeah, folks, all you hear the kind of thing. Oh, boy. Somebody's calling one time. Let me see. Yeah, somebody's on the line one time. Let me take that call. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Hi, good night.
Somebody might say the lady is exaggerating, but listen to my experience. Sometime, a few months ago, I visited a friend at the general hospital. She was on female medical. When I went into the ward, it was visiting time, but I still said to the nurse, I'm here, good afternoon, I'm here to visit patient. I gave the name. She said she's on bed, so-and-so. I went to look for the patient. When I got there, the patient had oxygen on. Okay? I tried communicating with her, but she was not responding. I stayed there for a while. And then I went to visit someone. I leave female medical, and I went up to female surgical to visit another friend up there. To be honest, I stayed on female surgical about 8 to 12 minutes with a friend up there. When I got back down to female medical, I observed that the oxygen was out of the patient's nose. It was off. Maybe by she turning, it came off. I don't know. I went to the desk. There was a nurse, and I know them. A nurse in white is a staff nurse. I said, nurse, excuse me. The patient on bed number so-and-so, the oxygen is off. She says, okay. And that was it. I went back to the patient. Sheldon, I waited for 3 minutes because I said I'm going to time it. 3 minutes. The nurse did not come to put on the oxygen. I did it. After I did it, I waited for another 5 minutes, Sheldon, and the nurse never came. She never came to put the oxygen on the patient. Sheldon, I got so upset. I just easily walk out the ward and I go. The thing about it is that the time I left the patient and went up on medical to go up to surgical, I don't know how long that patient was without that oxygen. As I tell you, I spent about 8 to 10 minutes with the patient on surgical. And I came back though, and the patient was without the oxygen. I went at the desk and I tell the nurse that the patient is without the oxygen. Or she said to me, okay. I went at the bedside and I waited 3 minutes. She didn't come. I put on the oxygen. I waited another 5 minutes and she never come. Sheldon, I can tell you, you just give them props. Yes, it's true, but the nurses have attitudes in that hospital. They have attitudes in the hospital. For the past 2 weeks, I've been visiting friends at the general hospital, and they are complaining, Sheldon. They are complaining. The patients are complaining about the nurses' attitudes in the hospital. There was, I would have to speak to you. I would have to speak to you personally on that one. I wouldn't say it on the program.
We're going to speak directly on the next one.
I'm going to speak to you personally on that one.
But I'll say this though, I don't like to paint with a broad brush, because I know there are some that are
yes, there are some good ones. There are some good ones.
There are situations,
there are some good ones, but there are some inside it that has an attitude.
And I'm not making excuses.
Have to pay for it.
And notice, I'm not making excuses. But I know of situations where nurses are being forced to work extra long hours, way past what professionally they ought to do. Again, I'm not making excuses, but I'm saying it seems as though the entire structure, there's a problem with even the structure, that if a person is supposed to go home, they find themselves having to work an extra 12 hours or whatever it is. And that in itself can cause problems. Again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying what the reality is. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so very much, my friend. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. You can call us on WhatsApp. You can call us directly. You can call us on 347-329-3101. I think there was someone else that was trying to reach me on the WhatsApp. Let me see. Let me take the call here. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello.
If the head don't balance, you expect the tail to balance. You expect that.
All right, my brother.
If the head don't balance itself, how the head will go? How the head go on kill?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hello? Where are you going? Yeah. 440-7377. And let me try to call back the person on the WhatsApp here. Yeah, someone was trying to call us on WhatsApp. Let's see.
Hello, good night.
Hello. Hi, good night.
Good night. Sheldon, I had been calling because I wanted to give you a little more info about the popper for the foot. When the lady said that they told her to go and put popper, it's not anything bad. Kami said that after. It's not anything bad. You see, as diabetic, sometimes the ointment and soda they use doesn't work well with the foot. So when they ask you to get the popper, that happened to me before, where I had to use the popper. They would ask you to get some popper and put it on the gauze. Sometimes you might be asked to get something like honey, to put on it to help it.
I've known of an individual who had an ulcer on his foot before, and he had to use honey, and I think it was some sort of charcoal. What do you call it again? A type of charcoal he had to use to help heal the wound over a period of time. So I know of a situation with that.
So the popper usually help, and if there is somebody in your home that could do it, or if you can do it yourself, they ask you to do it. For St. David's, the nurses that are there, they are very, very caring and patient. I usually visit that health center, and they try their best. And in the event that they don't have, they really don't have.
But it's not their fault. It's not their fault if they don't have,
That is
nothing to do with them.
So probably the person didn't understand clearly what they were saying or how they were saying to get the things done. But if they buy the dry gauze and they get the popper, they peel the popper and they grate it. I remember I did a surgery, and after coming from doing the surgery, the doctor had asked me to get a new grater, a grater that hadn't been used at all, to avoid the germs, and to start grating that popper and put on that foot, and it healed that foot very, very, very fast. I also had shared that with a young man whose foot was very bad. The foot was smelling bad already, and everybody was conning him. He started going to clinic and he had stopped. And one day I called him and I said, listen, go home, get a popper and grate piece. Every day you have to do a new piece and look what to do. And here he is now among all his mates that was conning him before with that foot. So it's not a bad thing about the popper. You know, they just have to know how to implement it. They have to get gloves, wash their hands properly, wipe the area. If they could put a little drop of vinegar, white vinegar in the water, and wipe it nicely make sure it dry, and then put the pop on it and get some bandage, and that helps. That helps a lot. But I think the nurses in St. Nevis probably they really don't have. That is why they told her that. I'm not covering up for them, but I know they are very good. So I thought just sharing my little bits with you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so very much, my dear. It's always good to have someone who can give clarity to something that was said or give a varying perspective to what was said, and I thank you so very much.
You're most welcome.
All right. Thank you so much.
And have a blessed night.
Same to you as well. Yes, indeed. It is Talking Points, folks. 44073. I was going to deal with another issue tonight, but I think I'm going to have to deal with that one tomorrow night. Yeah. 4407377 347 3101. Yes. So I was going to deal with another issue tonight, and I'm wondering if I should or leave that issue alone for tomorrow night. Because believe me, I have been getting some complaints. Some people send some info there to me whole weekend. Yeah, whole weekend, one after the other. I've been getting those bits and pieces of information whole weekend. Because it have about 4 different things that I need to speak about that I did not start on tonight. So I don't want to just rush through it in the last few minutes. One of them I think I can. Because it is not that extensive. So let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah. So folks, over the weekend on Friday, you can still call on any of the issues we've discussed thus far. On Friday, it seems as though the government negotiating team and the Royal Grenada Police Force, they signed an agreement for their fringe benefits. Yeah, so there's a collective agreement that was signed. The majority of police officers I've spoken to have told me that, basically, they know nothing about it. They just see it signed. They weren't asked about what was included in it. They just hear that it's signed at the end of the day. Yeah, they just hear that it's signed. And when I look at the agreement that dates for January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2025, I realized that there are some things inside there that, number one, and you'd see it in orange, it's orange on my thing here, that the issue of pay and grade, that they didn't even give a date in relation to that. I don't know if they're writing a date on the final one that they signed, because this is not the signed one. So I don't know if they wrote in a date. So if there's a set date during which the government is going to address the issue of pay and grade for the officers and so. But that is one concern that the officers have. They're also concerned that it seems as though this fringe benefit agreement benefits only the upper echelon, the very upper echelon of the Royal Grenada Police Force. And the lower ranks basically gain next to nothing. So while you would have, they have the duty allowance. So you see they have $50 this year, $50 next year, and $50 the year after. So each month they'll be getting $50 for the rest of 2023 additional to what they're receiving now. Then in 2024, it goes up by $50, and in 2025, it goes up by $50. So $150 across the next 3 years increase for police officers. The good conduct badge. Yeah, if the officer has gotten a good conduct badge, they would receive an additional $10 this year, additional to that, an additional $10 next year, and another $10 after that. Life-saving allowance. Yeah, so I'm seeing here, I think it's $25 for last year, and then it's going to increase to $25 per month from last month actually, it's supposed to be, and increasing by $25 next year and $25 next year. So those are some of the fringe benefits that they've received, the fire brigade, of course, and they let me just point out that the life-saving allowance is for generally the police officers and Coast Guard officers, while there's a fire brigade allowance for officers in the fire department. So they will be receiving an additional $30 for last year, $25 per month this year, increase $25 next year, and increase by a further $25 the year after. But the heads of division, so in other words, the senior officers, they are going to receive, for last year, it's between $500 to $400, And for this year, that's retroactively. And then for this year, it's going to increase by 100. And the following year, 100, 100. So they're getting like $100 increase. If you add up all the others get, it barely make up to this. And remember, you have to have the good conduct badge to get the 10 and so on. Right? But then when it comes to the Commissioner of Police, his increase for 2023 is $800 per month. Right? And next year, an additional 100, and then the following year, additional 100. So an increase of $1,000 over the next 3 years, starting with additional $800 per month this month. And the Deputy Commissioner of Police, $700. Right? And the Assistant Commissioner of Police, which actually includes one of the members of the negotiating team. Yeah, one of the members of the negotiating team is one of the people who get one of the biggest benefits, because they are going to be getting like $650 additional on their salary, and then an additional 100 next year, and an additional 100 next year. The lower ranks ain't getting that. Remember, they're getting like 25 here, 10 day, that kind of thing that might add up to what? A $95 or something like that additional onto the salary. Yeah, but the upper ranks are the ones who are getting the bigger benefits and so on. Uniform allowance. Yeah, Article 8, the uniform allowance. Right? So this allowance to officers holding the rank of assistant superintendent and above. So it's the gazetted ranks that are getting this. The lower ranks are not getting the uniform allowance. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything there. Maybe part of the document is missing. I don't know. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, but I realized that only the upper ranks are the ones getting the uniform allowance. And these are some of the concerns that I've been hearing from many of the police officers. The laundry allowance, yeah, for inspectors and below. I think some people are reading it as above and below. But the death benefit is an area that I had some concern as well. It says, the employer agrees that if an officer dies in the line of his or her duty, the beneficiaries of the officer shall be paid such a sum determined by the Governor General, but in any event, no less than 1 year's salary. I have a different view. Had I been negotiating on behalf of those police officers, I would have said, if an officer dies while on duty, in the conduct of their duty, they are preserving Grenada, they've died while they are serving Grenada on duty. Not that they are a police officer and they had an incident and they died outside of serving, but while on duty, doing their job, they have lost their life. I believe for at least 5 years, their beneficiaries should receive a salary. And I'll tell you why I see it that way. I see it that way because if that officer has a child in secondary school and you're only giving the family, remember the officer is gone, they're dead. And you're only giving their family 1 year's salary. How that child going to school for the rest of the time? How they finish in secondary school? Yeah, or getting to the level to get into secondary school. So I was thinking, if you're arguing something like that, and it's not like you're going to have any massive amount of officers that are going to have to benefit from that, unless they're planning for some kind of thing in this country would bring us to that stage, that officer's family should receive over a 5-year period the salary of that police officer. Yeah? Whatever the salary was, they should receive that for at least 5 years to ensure that if they have children, the children could finish school and not after a year, the mother there or the father there wondering how they're going to get that child to complete secondary school or to move from primary school level to the secondary school level or so. Right? That's just my view. If they've died otherwise, I may be able to understand the 1 year or so. But when it comes to someone who has died in the line of duty, I don't think any sacrifice must be too large to make for somebody that has made that sacrifice. That's just my view in relation to it. So as I said, I didn't really want to get into that one tonight, but just letting you all know, because you're seeing the police officers out working right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're happy, but you're seeing them out working right now. The issue of pay and grade, I'm still waiting to hear what's taking place with the issue of pay and grade and so with the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. So I'm wondering if a date has been set, because I said this is not the signed document, this is a document that has been circulated. And the only people that are benefiting big time are one of the people on the negotiating team who happens to be an assistant commissioner of police. You understand? So the deputy commissioner and the commissioner and the assistant commissioner and them, those up there, those are the ones that benefiting the most out of the negotiations, while the lower ranks, while you hear man gain additional 600 and 800 and thing there, the lower ranks gain additional what? $65, $85, $95, something like that. Yeah? I mean, they're getting something, but I mean, try and do the thing a little across the board and sooner. Right, folks? Nice. Yeah, fine. I find that thing ain't going too nice day for them police and them there. I find if you're negotiating on behalf of the other officers, that's why before, remember you had the gazetted officers. So you had the officers from assistant superintendent up. They had one negotiating team for themselves and the other officers had their own negotiating team. Now you have a combined negotiating team negotiating on behalf of officers and so on. So yes, they've gotten some fringe benefits. Some officers have been voicing their concerns in relation to what is contained in it, because the lower ranks, a corporal, a sergeant, a constable, even if you spend your 10 how much years inside, you really, I mean, compared to somebody else who might even spend less time than you as a constable, but they have a higher rank and so on. I mean, and then somebody who dies in service of their country, they've died. And yes, I saw the caveat where it says that the Governor General can put together whatever package. I am saying that the package should be at least 5 years. It should not be under 5 years for somebody that has died in service to their country. The package should not be under, what 1 year you're talking about, should not be under 5 years. That person can have children in school. They could have a child that just entered Form 1. At least you might be able to help them to exit the secondary school system. Yeah? So that is my view. All right, I don't say everybody had to share it. That's just my view in relation to that particular issue. Folks, that's about all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with each and every one of you. And of course, I always like interacting with each and every one of you. Yeah, and I wonder what's taking place here. One of my phone lines is giving me a funny look here, and I don't know why. Yeah, I always like interacting with each and every one of you. In everything you say and everything you do, want to be speaking to and with you and not about you tomorrow night. We will be on, God's willing, with Talking Points as usual. Starting time, 8 p.m. And we have a lot to discuss. As I said, there were some other issues I wanted to raise that I have not raised tonight, because you know the talk in relation to the healthcare kind of take over. Those of you who would like to help in some way, the 102-year-old, message me. I will pass the number for the people on to you so that you can assist directly. You don't have to send nothing to me to send to them, right? I'm going to get the number and you can assist, in which a person 102 years old and your close family member, not, I think if it's Mount Fen, I think that person is actually in St. Patrick East, not St. Patrick West. Yeah, I think they're actually in the constituency of their nephew. Yeah. So if that is their nephew for real. Yeah, because I get about 3 messages saying, yeah, Sheldon, it's true. That's the minister aunt. 102 years old. 9 months. 9 months. You're telling me the minister couldn't step in at some form. If they don't care about the 102-year-old aunt, well, who they care about? Anyway. Maybe if the aunt was in blast, they might have seen them. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. We're going to be heading out with this one tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with more Talking Points for you.
Show me your ID. You walk with your man, you walk with your woman. Welcome to this party, you and your crew. Party, you ready? What we go do? The body on fire, like we get the flu. I just want to jam my woman, I don't know about you. I start to bailar, to the soca, the place turn over, party lover. I come to party to free up my body. Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party, I know you're looking sexy. We come to party, the body feeling hot, hot, hot. Tell them party with energy, party so they can see. free my body. Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party, I know you're feeling sexy. We come to party, we body feeling hot, hot, hot. The way that was moving, I could not resist. I journaled flowing, and the blood increased. Then they called me over, man, I take the risk. I just want to jam a woman like a Lego piece. I start to ride to the summer, the place turn over. Party lover, I come to party to free up my body. Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party, I know you're looking sexy. We come to party, we body feeling hot, hot, hot. I come to party, I come to free my body. Come to party to wind up on a boomsy. You come to party, I know you're feeling sexy. We come to party, we body feeling hot, hot, hot. Party getting hotter, jamming one another. It's so much of pressure, sweating like rainwater. If